Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Authentic Marketing Tips. My name is Nilu Kamiss. I'm a digital strategist and social media marketer, and I wanted to show you guys or talk to you guys today about the do's and don'ts of content scheduling. This is a topic that I get a ton of questions from my followers, my group, my community members. And I thought I will give you a little bit of a structure or at least some pointers on what are some of the things that you should be doing and you shouldn't be doing when it comes to content scheduling. Okay, so the first tip, before I get started on the first tip, let me know in the comments if you are somebody that is number one, are you consistent with your content on social media? A lot of the time, when we're creating when we're doing social media marketing, the results that we get from marketing on social media really comes from that consistency. So I want to know if you feel like you are consistent, and has that consistency actually brought you results? Because that's really what it's about, right? We want to be in a place where all of this effort that we're putting in, all of this energy and time that we're putting in is actually converting to results, meaning clients, new clients or new customers or sales, right? So let me know in the comments, is that something that you feel like you're consistent with? Now, the reason I say feel like you're consistent is because some of us actually do a lot of social media content, but we may not necessarily be consistent with it, right? Or we may feel that we are not consistent. And sometimes it's not because you're not consistent necessarily. It's not because you're not putting out enough content. It's because we're not organized. Okay. And I know this because I've been there. I have been there. I have clients who are there, who come to me with, that strategy of, I'm going to be consistently creating content, but there's no actual solid plan on how we're going to do that. The information that's being shared is all over the place, or maybe you're creating that content on a day-to-day basis and you're just feeling like at the end of the week that you didn't put enough in there. So some of that overwhelm does come if you're not planning your content out properly or in advance. So let me know if that is you, if you feel like you're not creating consistent content. And also, where do you post content? Do you post consistently on a specific platform? Do you mostly post on your Facebook page as opposed to your personal profile? Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you're more like me, only post on inside of Facebook groups, right? Not only, but mostly, predominantly post inside of Facebook groups. So let me know what that is for you, because that will actually help me give you better sort of targeted tips next time when it comes to where to post. So that's a live I will do maybe in a couple of weeks time, when I have enough people that give me that feedback. If that's something that you're struggling with, figuring out where to post and how to post, that too has to be a part of your strategy, right? A lot of people don't think about that, but when we create social media strategies, we do also create a step-by-step system as to where we're going to start and where we're going to graduate to. We don't start with posting in every platform or every channel simultaneously, right? Because there is a process to it that you have to follow. We take a lot of feedback from the one channel that's working, the one channel that we're putting all of that effort to, and then we take that data and we duplicate it. That's one of the reasons I'm asking that question. So let me know the answers to those two questions when you get a chance. So if you are catching this replay, please make sure you answer those questions as well, because that will help us give you more targeted feedback when we create additional subsequent training. So thank you so much for participating. All right, so the first tip I want to give you when it comes to content creation, and this is something that I feel like a lot of people who are busy. Now, busy can be sort of subjective, right? Are you busy actually serving clients, or are you busy doing busy work? What I mean by busy work is you're busy doing implementing, but you're not actually busy making money. Okay, so the reason I say this is it's really important. Um, the first tip is really about, are you engaging in the posts that you schedule? Okay, so when we create our content strategy, content schedule, ideally that schedule should be made to target the people that are in your audience, right? I mean, that kind of goes without saying. So, for example, if your target audience is in a different time zone and you're scheduling those posts out to go out, for example, I'm in Mountain Standard Time. Some of my clients are in Eastern Standard Time. Some of my prospects are there. So, I would schedule posts to sort of mimic their scheduling, and I would put it, let's say, for example, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 8 a.m. my time. I'm usually not on social media at that time. I'm usually either working out or preparing for the day or whatever. So, what do we do then? Do we need to be constantly on the phone or on your laptop, engaging? No, that's not what I mean. What I do want you to do, though, is when you schedule those posts out, you do want to make sure you reply to those first couple of comments that come on your post. Okay? I know there are people that will say, don't bother commenting until a ton of people have already commented on that post. Don't bother responding to people. The problem with that is the algorithm sees that as a negative sort of thing, because you're not engaging, you're not creating conversations. And the posts that have those conversations going are the ones that are going to rank higher in the algorithm. So even if you're not responding right away, which is not realistic sometimes, right? You should be connecting with those first couple of people that that respond to a post, and then engage them in a conversation. Now, having said that, I don't want you to try and turn every comment into a conversation. That's not the point. They have to be authentic conversations. Another tip that's sort of connected to this one, it's connected to the engagement, is when you are responding to comments, make them relevant. Make those responses relevant. I don't want to say don't, because I mean, obviously this is your marketing. Whatever works for you works for you. But as from coming from a marketer's perspective, and coming from understanding sort of how Facebook's algorithm works, or even Instagram, or actually many of the social media platforms like LinkedIn and even Twitter, if you are creating conversations, then your post, that conversation, is going to rank higher in the algorithm. So more and more people will start seeing them on their feed. It just kind of works that way. So when you comment, when you respond to somebody's comment with just a thumbs up, or just a two-word sentence like I agree, or 100%, or a whole string of hearts, it doesn't matter. When there's no proper conversation happening, where there is a response to your response, the algorithm knows that it's not a genuine conversation. Okay. Now, if you think back a couple of years ago when Instagram first, well, not first, but in the last couple of years, Instagram has changed quite a bit as well. Um, People used to just simply respond with thumbs up or smiley faces or emojis or, something very small and simple. And they would think that their account is going to rank higher because they're engaging a ton. But guess what? When you're engaging in that sense, there's no conversation that's going to start from it. And therefore, the algorithm does not have enough data to push you into the forefront for growth. So you do need to have conversations. So, something to sort of think about as a rule of thumb, you need to have at least a 5 to 10 word response. I mean, again, it has to be relevant. It has to be, creating or sparking a genuine, conversation. But yeah, don't just add, emojis and just think that that's engagement. It is not. Okay. So that's my first tip for today. Hang on just a moment. I'm just double checking to make sure. Okay. Just making sure that I have nobody commenting because I heard a couple of pings on my phone. All right. Okay, just making sure we are actually live. Okay, we are. All right. Okay, so tip number 2. This is also something that a lot of people come up to me for when it comes to when I do my content workshops. Should we be scheduling things? Should we be posting things using a third party app? Or should we be using native scheduling functionality that is provided by the platform? Now, um, always remember that any platform, they want you to use their native tools first. Okay. If there's a new tool that comes out, you actually get rewarded for using that new tool over any of the other things. So there's benefits to using the new features that Facebook or Instagram put out there as well. But coming back to the topic at hand, should you be using native platform or the native scheduler on the platform to schedule, and does it affect your ability to reach your audience in a better way than using a third party application? Absolutely. Absolutely. The tool that you use does play a huge part in how successful the reach is on your post. Okay. So for Facebook, you can use Creator Studio, which is a native application. If you want to go there directly, you can you can navigate to it from your page, or you can simply type in, I believe it's business. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so it's business.facebook.com/creator studio. If you go to that, it's actually going to help you manage all of the scheduling for your business page. And also, if you connect your Instagram to your business, to the business suite, you can also use that to schedule posts on Instagram, which is fantastic. Right now, over, I think it was last month, Facebook created a sort of a merging of the two systems. So the algorithm on the Facebook platform as well as the Instagram platform, when it comes to direct messages, are actually connected now, and it affects. So, for example, let's say you're having a conversation with a prospective client over Messenger, okay, and you're connecting with them and you're chatting with them every couple of days. Guess what? The algorithm picks up on that data, and if they're following you on Facebook or Instagram, they're going to get your posts pushed to their feed. okay? Because there is a marker on the algorithm side that you and that person have something in common, that you are interested in what each other have to say, and therefore your posts are going to start showing up for each other. Okay, so that's something to remember. But that's a little, extra tip from just scheduling stuff. But you can use Creator Studio for both of them, and oftentimes you can also look at the different reach. You can compare the different reach. You do need Business Studio installed on your phone to schedule off of your phone. Okay, if you don't have that, you cannot schedule stuff onto your page off of your phone. You do need the Business Suite app. It used to be called Pages app. They changed it, I think, about 6 to 8 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. Now, same thing with Instagram. You do need to have the app to, if you're scheduling for both. Now, if you're only posting to Instagram, you can schedule it directly from Instagram, I believe. I'd have to check that, honestly. I haven't used that function for a while now. I've always been using Creator Studio to post to the Instagram since they made that available. So, third-party apps. What are some of the third-party apps that really work well with Facebook? If you are really not able to use Creator Studio, like if it's too much work for you and you want to know, an alternate app that I love using is Canva. Canva has its own scheduling tool. You do need to have the pro version of Canva. I will put a link to the Canva scheduling tool in this live, so you can go check it out. I believe I have a video that I can link to it, so you can check it out as well. But basically, you can create the post, and then you can schedule the post right from within Canva. It's a fantastic tool, but like I said before, if you're using third-party apps, then you're going to have to factor in that the reach of your post is not going to be as great. Okay? All right, tip number 3 is make sure you're creating a variety of content, guys. I cannot stress this enough. If you're just creating image posts, if you're just creating video posts, if you're just creating copy, which I don't think anybody just posts, copy posts anymore. They usually put some kind of a media, like, an image or a video or a GIF or something like that. Make sure you're mixing things up, right? You don't have to do like 10 different kinds of posts. You do need to do at least 4 or 5 different kinds. So you can use GIFs more. You can use live video. You can use recorded video. You can use image posts. You can use polls. So there's lots of different tools. Go into Facebook's posting. Where when you go into Facebook or your business page, you have that option to create a new post. If you go in there and start typing in it, you're going to see a whole bunch of different options that pop up. Now, when you're posting, every time you post, you can add a certain feeling into that. So you're utilizing as much of the tools that are out there. So if you're posting an image or a video, you can pick an emoji, you can pick a feeling and tell people how you're feeling about that post, or that what the post is about. It's sort of an indicator, right? You can use hashtags. Make sure you're using hashtags, especially on your business page or when you're posting publicly in your profile, right? Research your hashtags that are relevant to your target audience, and use those in every single post. I don't recommend using as much as 30, which is Instagram's maximum. 2 to 3, anywhere from 2 to 4, 2 to 5 hashtags in a post would be perfectly fine. I usually, generally, my rule of thumb is if I'm putting hashtags at the very bottom of the post, I would stick to about three, no more than three. But if I'm going for like 5 or 6 hashtags, if I'm going more than that three, the minimum number, I actually put it in the copy. So when I'm typing it out, the hashtags would actually be on the copy, right? In between. So yeah, so make sure you're using your hashtags and create posts that are different. So if you're like wondering, okay, what are the different types of posts that I can create? I am going to be posting a image which will have a list that you can actually, if you want to print it out or save it onto your computer, use it sort of like a checklist. I will do that. If you would like me to tag you on that, let me know in the comments, and I will either tag you or message it over to you. It's got a list of different kinds of topics that really work on Facebook. Okay. Oh, being on that topic of different types of content, one of the features that Facebook is said to be removing from those different types of content that you have available is watch parties. So watch parties is not going to be, it's going to be retired basically. It's not going to be available for, I don't know when they're taking it down. I did see a notification that came up over on my page that they're going to be taking it down. So if you use watch parties, something to note. I don't think a lot of people use it, to be very honest. It's a really great tool, to be really frank with you. Like I use it quite a bit to replay some of the trainings that I do to my inside of my community. So it's a really great tool to use, but I don't think it sort of, caught the hype. So they are retiring that function. So a quick news update for you there. And lastly, so those are my 3 tips. Number 1, make sure you are engaging authentically, guys. Don't just, put a couple of words and think that that's going to count as engagement on the algorithm side. It doesn't. Use native tools wherever applicable as opposed to third-party tools. Okay, it's really, really important, especially if your audience is very small, and you don't already have a huge audience, then you should be using the native tools. And also, if you don't have a ton of organic engagement, that's another reason you should use native tools, because when you use a third-party tool, because the reach automatically drops, your engagement is also going to drop. Okay, so so native tools over third-party tools. Plan and create variety. That was tip number 3. And I got a little quick bonus tip for you. This is actually something that I wanted to share because I feel like there's a lot of people who struggle with video editing and video apps. So one tool that really helps me create cool videos that I can really add some personalization to. Hello, whoever's watching. Let me know who you are in the comments. I do not see them. Maybe I don't have them open. Oh, hi, Sherry. Sherry's. Hi, nice to see you again so soon. We were just chatting this morning. Sherry, I know you said me please. I'm not sure what you said me please for. Let me know in the comments. So the last tip, what I was going to share, my bonus tip, was a video editing tool that you can install on your phone. It's very robust. It's super easy to learn. It's not a huge learning curve. It's harder. I will tell you, if you have like a 30 or 40-minute video you're trying to edit, it's not the best, okay? Because you would probably do better doing that on desktop. But let's say you're creating sort of a little mini video tip, right? Like a 2 to 3 minute video tip. Or let's say you want to like create mini clips of video. Now you can do this over right on Facebook if your video is on Facebook. Hi CM, nice to see you on. So if you want to create those mini videos and just add some really fun elements to it, like, maybe add some emojis, or some weird gifs or something like that into into the video, or maybe you just want to create a theme-based video where you can position your theme colors, put some text flashing in some places, things like that. The app to use is called InShot. It's InShot. Okay. It is an amazing app, guys. It is free to use. There are upgrades to it though. Like, I think even the premium version is not very expensive. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's something like $20 a year. I don't know. I may be wrong though. I may be wrong because I purchased this a while back. But so you get, basically, with the premium app download, you get access to more sort of their emojis and graphics that you can use on your videos. Okay. I believe you also get access to more music. So that's another cool thing you can do in that. You can overlay, or I don't know if you call it overlay or underlay, but you can put a background music to a video. So like this one, right? I gave you guys 4 different tips, 4 different little nuggets in this video. You could potentially download this video, or I could download this video as the creator of the video, and then I can segment those little tips as 4 individual mini videos, add some calls to action at the end, and then post it on, let's say, Instagram or on my stories or someplace like that. That wouldn't take somebody a long time to watch that full video. And then, the call to action could be watch the full video and then link it to this full video that's on my page, right? So just an additional bonus tip for you guys. But yeah, it's a great app. I agree, Sherry. I think Sherry already uses it. Sherry is a master or genius when it comes to automating stuff, so I'm not surprised she's heard about this. And it's not a new app or anything. It's been around for a long time, and I learned about it from Kevin Anson. He's like a video genius that I learned from. So he's the one who recommended this app to me, and it's been fantastic. It's been a fantastic experience using it. All right. Well, if you are catching the last bit of this live, go back to the beginning, Sherry. I'm singling you out totally. Go back to the beginning and let me know the answer to the 2 questions I asked at the beginning. So I think question number 1 was, do you feel like you consistently post on social media? And I sort of gave a little bit of an explanation as to what that feel like really means, because some of us feel like, we are not posting even though we are posting. And that kind of leads back to the feeling of overwhelm because we're not planning it out. And I can't remember the second question, actually. Anyway, it was in the first 2-3 minutes of the video, so you guys can go check it out. Haha, thanks, Nilu Kamiss. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sherry. All right, guys, thank you for catching me live. I hope this was helpful. Sherry says, heck no. I kind of knew the answer to that, Sherry. All right. So thank you for joining me on this episode of Authentic Marketing Tips. I will be back with more tips for you next week. If there's anything that is related to social media or community building that you would like to know about, let me know in the comments, and I will, or if you have questions specifically about something in that area, let me know in the comments, and I will plan to do a quick training for you on that topic in the future. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.